Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special episode here on Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, I'm Josh.
I'm Ross.
And we are here to talk about none other than Wrestlemania 41, which is happening this weekend. It's Easter weekend. It's Wrestlemania season. And Ross and I were talking. We just finished our Hot Takes episode, and we're like, we always talk wrestling after we get done with our episodes, and we're like, why the hell don't we just talk about it a little bit on the channel while we have a beer? So here we are. We are going to run down the card, and we are going to give all of you our predictions for WrestleMania 41. So for all you WWE fans out there, grab yourselves a beer and see what we think is going to happen this weekend, and then check back next week to see how wrong we were.
Yeah, pretty much. So we don't have we're not positive if this is the exact order. We feel it feels like a good order. But we're going to do, I'm going to announce the match, give our predictions, we'll talk about it a little bit if we want to, and go into it. So, match number 1, we got the War Raiders versus the New Day.
Night 1, match 1. Does anybody care about this match?
No, I don't. I think the New Day is doing the best to try to stay relevant at this point. Tag teams are just irrelevant at this point. It sucks because I like the tag teams. I don't feel there's anything at all going on with it. So
the New Day aren't even they're not even good at playing heel characters. They're just it's an annoying heel that they are. They're just annoying to me.
I don't like it. And War Raiders are entertaining, but again, there's no charisma there. I don't think I've ever even heard them do any mic work, better yet talk. So I think New Day is going to win this. I think they are going to pull this off. I think New Day wins it, but I don't care.
I think that's the way to keep New Day relevant and moving whatever storyline they're trying to come up with there forward. I don't see how they don't. But I'm with you. I do think New Day probably pulls that one out this weekend.
So, all right. Match number 2, night 1. I am excited for this. We got Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. I think
not Chad Gable. He's definitely not Chad Gable.
Oh, I think you and I will agree that the El Grande Americano is maybe one of the more fun storylines going right now in all of WWE.
It's so stupid that it's awesome. That's basically what it is.
It's one of those things where if we were really young, we would have been fooled by it because we're young idiots. As we got a little bit older, we would have thought, this is so stupid. This is why wrestling sucks these days. And now at our age, we can just enjoy the stupidity of it all. I think it also helps that you and I both really like Chad Gable.
Yeah, Chad Gable's awesome. He's played every character that they've asked him to play really, really well. I still have no idea what the whole storyline was with what's the
Wyatt Six.
Wyatt Six stuff.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Weird.
Other than that, it's been pretty fun to watch him, and this is another thing. I saw a thing the other day of him and his tattoo that he has on the back of his neck.
Yeah.
And there's video footage, obviously, of that tattoo on the back of everybody knows who it is, but it's just funny. It's so stupid.
It's a good storyline. I think just from a wrestling standpoint, even Mysterio at this point in his career is still entertaining, and Gable makes everyone look good.
Yeah,
I think this is going to be a fun match. I think Mysterio ends up winning it, though. And demasking El Grande Americano.
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going with El Grande. I'm going with Chad Gable on this one. I feel like he might demask himself, having beaten the Latino in the ring. He might actually be like, all right, I'm successful. I've done this Latino thing. Guess what, guys? It was me the whole time.
You've proven he's the best luchador out there or whatever. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. Okay. All right. So match 3, just a singles match. We got Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Is Jade Cargill one of the more disappointing free agent signings recently.
Everything about her is the right look. She looks like she's one of the most powerful female wrestlers I've ever seen. Just the way that she is put together, she has all the right stuff from that perspective, but she's been null and void in the ring. It's been pretty lackluster, and quite frankly, I don't care about this match either.
Yeah, I don't have.
I think Jade Cargill wins because it's going to be retribution for what Naomi did to her, and I think that they're going to use this as the Jade Cargill launch angle of like, okay, she won a match at WrestleMania, so she's off to the races. We'll see if she can maintain that momentum, though.
I do think Cargill wins, but I'm probably way too early in this. I think it's a bit of a make or break it for Cargill. Like, not only she need to win this match, but there's got to be momentum. She's got to either somehow have some heat or something on her, carrying her into, I guess, SummerSlam season. And if it doesn't happen, I don't see a future for that long. I like Naomi. I think Naomi's entertaining. I think she does a good job in the ring. But I think Cargill's got to win this.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
All right. The next match for the United States Championship, we got LA Knight and Jacob Fatu.
Both super fun. Like, it's been fun watching LA Knight do what he's done the last couple of years. I think his story arc has been a bit of a roller coaster. Jacob Fatu, though, is just incredible. Like, his in-ring skill set is incredible. He's just a crazy, freakish, weird dude. I really, really like him a lot, too.
Yeah, I really like LA Knight. I think one of my favorite things is people comparing LA Knight just on the mic to The Rock and how similar it sounds. I think that's actually a fun comparison. I do think LA Knight's in-ring is better than I think I was giving him credit for last year. I think he's actually a lot better in the ring. Fatu's just fun. And you can do so much more with him, I think. I think the storyline is better. I think Fatu wins this. And I think it ends up kind of setting up as some sort of Fatu Solo Sikoa storyline.
Like, Solo gets a little jealous that Fatu's got a belt around his waist, and
Fatu,
further disintegration of the bloodline continues. Yeah, I agree, and I think that opens up LA Knight to go do something a little bit more prominent. Maybe it's an Intercontinental title run. Maybe it's a heavyweight championship run. I don't know. But I feel like it opens up LA Knight to continue to springboard with some of the momentum he has.
All right. Another potentially fun match. Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair for the Women's Championship. Admittedly, I don't watch every SmackDown episode. I did catch a lot of the recaps. I haven't been following the storyline all that close, but I find it very interesting that Charlotte Flair, in my opinion, came back and they thought she was going to kind of be face, and the crowd just turned on her so quickly. Interesting to see how they, in my opinion, what seemed like a bit of a audible in the storyline with that one.
I think WWE fans are tired of Charlotte Flair. I think her shtick is boring. Tiffany Stratton has made a lot of comments, I don't know, scripted or not, about how Charlotte Flair is nothing without a title around her waist. And it does kind of feel that way. Like, she was lifted up as that untouchable women's division leader for so long that, like, without a title, what is Charlotte Flair? She's her father's daughter. That's basically what she's riding.
She feels very much like the establishment of the women, so.
For sure. And it got heated with some of the unscripted commentary in the last couple of weeks between them, which adds a little bit of fire to this too, right? That was interesting too. What's your prediction on this one?
I think Stratton wins this. I think it's going to be a good, entertaining match, but I think this is the thing that really pushes her into that upper echelon tier of the women's division. I think Stratton wins this one.
I agree with you. I think that's what they need to do for Tiffany Stratton too. Like, if she loses and Charlotte Flair wins the women's championship again, that's such a boring story arc. that Charlotte has to lose it quickly afterwards, maybe losing it again to Tiffany on Raw or something. Like, I don't know. But I would predict, if I had to put money on it, I would put Tiffany Stratton in the winner's circle on that match.
Yeah, okay. Next match for the World Heavyweight Championship, we have Gunther versus Jey Uso. I know you hate Jey Uso, so why don't you tell me why you hate Jey Uso so much?
I do not hate Jey Uso. I do not. I actually really enjoy Jey Uso, although I don't know that he does a whole heck of a lot in ring that is unique in any way, shape, or form. I mean, he's a mirror image of his brother and a little bit of Roman, too. It's the same moves. It's the same moveset. It's the same thing. He's a little bit more agile than Roman is, but, like, for the most part, okay, super kick, spear. Okay, cool. I do love the charisma. I love his music. I love the crowd interactions. I think all that stuff is cool. I don't like Gunther. I hate Gunther. I despise him. Every time he's on camera, on screen, I'm just like, ugh. I just don't like this guy. There's something about him.
Now, is that a good character that you don't like him?
Okay. Yes, because even though I don't like him, it's entertaining for me to not like him to some degree. But also, I think I like legitimately don't like his character, like personally. Like, I have a personal issue with his character. But I actually hope he wins. Like, so I'm predicting he wins. I don't think Jey Uso makes sense to hold that championship. I just don't. And I know Jey beat Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship earlier this year and ended that run. I don't see them doing it again here.
That's not accurate.
Isn't that what he did? Didn't that happen?
No. No. When Jey and Gunther originally fought, this is when Gunther was still on his run on the IC title. He was going to win, and then Jimmy Uso interrupted. Gunther lost. No. Yeah. Jimmy Uso lost the IC title to Sami Zayn at Mania. Jey Uso won the IC title against Braun Breaker, and then he lost it like a week later.
Oh, you're right. That's what happened. You're right. Thank you for correcting. Yeah. Thank you for correcting. I was not thinking about the historical content there correctly. Yeah, you're right. So never mind. Still, I don't. Jey might win this. I could go either way on this, but I kind of hope he doesn't. I don't know.
I'll say this about this match, like to kind of piggyback what you said. Jay's charisma is awesome, and he does great crowd work and everything, but his in-ring work isn't spectacular. I think he's a great tag team. Like, him and Jimmy are so fun to watch together. They do a great job. As a singles, he's still really good, but you're right. He has a relatively limited moveset. Gunther, at the same time, also has a relatively limited moveset. So it's very kind of odd stylistically, I think, this match from the standpoint. But I think what they both do really well in the ring is they pace matches out really well. They know how to get the crowd into it and take the crowd down, things like that. So I think that's going to make it entertaining, despite everything we just said. But also, to your point, I don't know whoever wins where the storyline goes. I have zero idea. Like, to me, there's no natural rivalry that makes sense right now for either one after this. With that said, I think Jey Uso wins. I do end up thinking Jey Uso somehow wins this. I think it's one of those things where they put the belt on him. Probably not a long run, maybe 3 months, but I think he does end up winning.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, and then our headliner for night one. And I'm more and more into this match every single night, every single day that goes by. We got Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins in a triple threat match with nothing on the line, which is crazy to think that we got those three guys.
No, you're wrong. You can't say nothing on the line because Paul Heyman's on the line. Paul Heyman's on the line. That's the. You know what's terrible about this, and also entertaining but terrible, is that is what the prize is. I think,
in theory,
I mean, clearly they're driving towards the final division and separation of Paul Heyman from Roman Reigns. This is a cool way to do it. I like it. Do I think this match should be the main event of night one? No, it should be Gunther and Jey Uso. I'm sorry. This match should not be the main event match. I know the storyline of CM Punk finally main eventing WrestleMania and blah, 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 blah. This match does not belong as the main event match of night one. Either night.
I disagree with that. I think it's a cop-out way to get CM Punk as WrestleMania headliner. I will agree with you in that sense. But we just talked about how much we don't really care about the Jey Uso Gunther match. Like, we're not overly, from a stylistic standpoint, in-ring work, we're not overly excited. We're excited about this. It's three of the best personalities we have in wrestling today. The long-term storytelling of this is, I think, amazing.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited for the match. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be entertaining. I just don't know how you have a non-title match for one of the main belts not be the main event.
I mean, what was the main event in night one last year? It was a tag team match with Roman and Rock versus Cody.
You're right. It was
no belt on the line. So
that was a little bit different though, because it was like setting up night two in a weird way that they've never really done before.
I get it.
This is, I don't know. Regardless,
I get it.
This match, I'm going with a unique twist, and my prediction is that Paul Heyman walks out of this match tied to Seth Rollins.
Ooh.
I don't think he's leaving with Roman. He's not leaving with CM Punk. He's going to turn on both of them, and he is going to walk back to that locker room with Seth Rollins after Seth Rollins wins this match.
You got Seth Rollins winning. Okay. I do think Paul Heyman turns on Punk and or Roman. I do. I don't know if it's going to be both. I don't know if it's going to be with Rollins. I don't know. Paul Heyman definitely plays a factor in this. I think Roman's going to win it, though, and I think he walks out alone. So I don't think he's with Paul Heyman at the end, but I think this is the final separation between those two, and Roman moves on by himself for a little bit as the lone wolf, and we go that route for a while. But I think that's... So I got Roman. No, go ahead.
I could see that happening, but I think if WWE's smart, what they will do is they will try to capitalize on this Seth versus Roman thing that has been continuing to heat up. And I mean, Seth literally clubbed Roman over the back with a chair again just the other night. Like, and if Heyman aligns himself with Seth, that sets up an amazing SummerSlam between the two of them.
Those two on the mic in the ring together, that'd be so much fun.
And then that lets Punk go off and do something different, right? And move on. Maybe it's Cody.
Yeah, and that's what's interesting about this match. It's not just the fact that you have the whole Paul Heyman thing, what happens, the unpredictability of this match, but it's what's next for each of these guys. Like, I really don't know the direction these guys are going, who's going to be up for a belt and not, and everything. I'm excited to see where these three end up in a month or so. I think it's going to be really cool.
Okay.
All right.
That's night one. This could have probably been 2 videos.
Probably, but we're not smart enough to do that.
No.
So, night two, we kick it off with a title match, a tag team match. Again, we got Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria.
So
you and I are both big fans of Lyra Valkyria.
I like her a lot.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah. And Bayley and Lyra just worked their way through 5 straight tag team matches to earn this opportunity. Or so was set up for them. But I see Bayley and Lyra walking away from this match as the tag team champs because Liv has way too much potential and they've got to do something to drive a wedge between Liv and Raquel. Like, that's got to be done. Like, this is the time to end that. And so I think they're going to move Liv on to something else. I think that it's time. So that's my prediction.
I think this is actually going to be Liv and Raquel. I think they're going to take this. I think they're kind of setting those two up as like the greatest women's tag team of all time. This is their third title already. I think second or third. I can't remember now what the number is, but I think they're going to continue on. I don't know why. Again, we've talked about this tag team just isn't overly prominent. But I think it's a way to keep Liv relevant with maybe taking her out of the main storyline for a bit, just because it's been stagnant for a little while. So I think this is a way to keep her going without keeping her in that. So I got Raquel and Liv with this.
Okay.
All right. Next match. Interesting one. AJ Styles and Logan Paul.
I love to hate Logan Paul. Who doesn't?
I think it's perfectly said.
Who doesn't? I mean, he's an awful human, but he's super fun in the ring. Like the dude's got some crazy in-ring skills. I still feel like one of the coolest things I've ever seen happen live in a match was that thing with him and it was
Ricochet.
It was him and Ricochet at Royal Rumble when they both launched across the ring and like clotheslined each other mid-air in the middle. That was just, we all just were like, whoa. It was super cool.
There's zero denying Logan Paul's in-ring ability. There's zero denying how good of a heel he plays and how he leans into the hatred that comes his way. He's a part-timer, so it's one of those things where I don't know how much he'll ever be in this, but it creates some fun heat and some fun storylines really quickly. I like AJ Styles. I think AJ Styles is really good. The more and more I read up on AJ Styles, because admittedly I didn't ever watch him in TNA. It sounds like his best years were in TNA. It sounds like he's just always been one of the best in-ring performers out there. Yeah. I think it's going to be an entertaining match. I think you have Logan Paul who can do anything and everything. I think AJ Styles is very good at in-ring work, but will carry the match a bit to make sure Logan stays on pace. I think Logan wins this, though. I think he actually pulls this one out.
I'm with you.
So
I think in order for him to continue to take steps forward, he's got to win a high-profile match like this at Mania. Like, he has to.
Yeah.
And I think he does. I mean, there's nothing on the line here. There's no reason to not have him win this and continue to take heat, right?
Yeah.
Like,
AJ Styles isn't going to move down the card. He's not going to move up the card. So I think you get Logan. All right. Next, fatal four-way for the Intercontinental title. We got Braun Breaker, Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. You're shaking your head already.
Like, I hate this match. And the reason I hate it is not... So, hear me out. I hate this match because this could be two separate singles matches and be stellar. Like, I don't see the point of this being a fatal four-way. Like, I would be fine watching Breaker and Penta go at it and figure out a way for Finn and Dominic to go at it. Like, but so all of that said, I think this is going to be entertaining. I wish this was two separate matches and not a fatal four-way. I feel like it's going to be messy. All of that said, it's time for Finn and Dom to go at each other. And I think this kicks that off, right? I'm expecting Dominic Mysterio to walk away with the IC championship in this. He's going to do some cheap bullshit and he's going to like pin Penta or he's going to pin Finn when Braun is out of the ring somewhere and it's going to be a quick thing and all of a sudden Dominic's going to be the new IC champ. Finn's going to be pissed. It's going to be great.
So I think this is the end of the Judgment Day.
Yes.
Is this match. And in the sense that I have very different opinions on this match than you. Except I agree with Dominic. I think Dominic's going to win. I do. But in my opinion, I am incredibly excited for this match. I think this is going to be by far, as just in-ring, high movement, fast pace, everything. I think this is going to be the most entertaining match in the entire 2 nights.
Yeah, it probably will be.
There's going to be some fun spots with this.
But I could see it being super messy too.
It can get messy.
And Penta is just crazy. I never watched him in AEW. Like I didn't know anything about him until he came to WWE. And just watching the way he operates in the ring, it's just crazy. And Braun Breaker is just a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be the most entertaining match of the night. The thing I also disagree with you on is I think not only is Dominic going to win this, Dominic is going to win this clean, and it's going to result in him turning on Finn Balor during the match because they're going to make a big pop. Dominic's going to turn on Balor. Balor's going to be a heel. He'll turn on him, when Balor's expecting Dominic to have his back, and the crowd's going to pop for him. That's my prediction. That's where I disagree with you. I don't think it's going to be some cheap, dirty Dom way.
Oh,
I think Dom comes out to a standing ovation, to a cheers on.
No way.
Yes, I do.
No way.
I do.
He can't flip the script that fast.
Yes,
he's still calling his dad a deadbeat every other time he's on the microphone.
Maybe Ray helps him out.
There's no way. No way. I think this stacks on top of what I called out earlier, which Liv and Raquel are going to lose the tag championships. And you're going to see Dominic and Finn. Something weird's going to happen. Dominic's going to win this match. Finn's going to be pissed. They're going to argue it out in the ring. And that's going to be the end of the Judgment Day, like you said. But, yeah.
So it's odd how we have the same prediction, but very different routes to get there.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is a Sin City street fight. It's Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. I
figure out a way to get Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre into Mania.
Yeah. I
honestly, I don't even care who wins it.
Yeah.
Does it matter?
No, it doesn't.
I guess if I had a rooting interest for one of the two of them, I'm rooting for Damian Priest only because I want to see Drew McIntyre continue to whine and piss and moan.
I'm rooting for Drew because I want to get Drew back in the championship contender belt because I think he's great.
I mean, I want to see that happen too because I like Drew McIntyre a lot. But I think Drew McIntyre has played this woe is me character so well that it's been so entertaining that I wanted to keep going. And watching him suffer and lose is just oddly entertaining to me.
I got Drew winning this though. I think Drew wins.
Okay.
So you're rooting for Damian. You also think Damian's going to win?
I think Damian's going to win.
Okay. All right. Next, we got a triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. We got Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley. I don't know what to make of this one.
I'm already bored.
Yeah, I like all three.
Here's the thing. They set this up so poorly. It was so obvious that they were trending in this direction, and they just continued to hold it off, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah, it's going to be a triple threat now. It's like, well, yeah, no kidding.
It was sloppy. I agree with that. I feel as much as I really like the women's division, I feel the top of it's gotten very, very, very stagnant, and I need a shot to the arm. Here's a thought. Does Becky return and make this a fatal four-way?
So there was some interview she did within the last week or two that I saw. Okay. She was talking about how she's not wrestling right now and she's not sure if she's ever going to wrestle again. Now, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I really like Io Sky. I think her in-ring skills are amazing. I think she's super fun. I think because of her challenges on the mic, like it's harder to build this like character around her, but like I do think her in-ring talent like speaks for itself. Like she's pretty amazing. Bianca Belair is awesome. Like she's really really good at her craft. She's amazing. But Rhea Ripley walks away from this thing again as the women's championship. They keep forcing her in there because they want her to have that belt right now. They want her to be, because whoever takes that belt off of Rhea in the future, whoever it is, and it shouldn't be Bianca. She's had her moments. It shouldn't be Io. She's had hers too. Someone needs to take that belt off of her. That it's a challenge that they're going after and people aren't expecting it.
So
I don't think they should have taken the belt off of her when Io beat her. I personally
I'll say this. That was a fun Raw. That was fun to see.
Sure. And we've been asking for, when we talk about this stuff, we're like, we want to see more championships change hands on non PLEs.
Yeah.
Like, and that's great. I don't know. I don't know.
So this is a match where like I'm not bored by it, but I just kind of everything you said, I'm just kind of like it was sloppy to get there. I am rooting for Io Sky. That's who I want to win. I'll be honest, and I don't love this, but I feel what's going to happen is I think Bianca is going to win. And want to circle back to what we talked about for night one. I think they're going to set up finally like a Bianca Jade Cargill storyline, and this is that moment. And that could be maybe for SummerSlam or the next PLE, whatever it is. So I got Bianca winning to set up a Jade Cargill match with her, and I think that's where that's going to head.
That makes sense, which is why it probably won't happen.
Exactly.
And if that did happen, a Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton,
ooh, that'd be fun.
Follow on to that.
Heading opposite personality. That'd be a fun. I think that'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. For the undisputed WWE Championship, headlining night 2, headlining WrestleMania, you got the champion Cody Rhodes against John Cena during his last run.
Cody Rhodes. Yeah, this one's interesting. This is a storyline one, right? Like this is big time, sets up the rest of the year for WWE from a storyline perspective. I think that's the importance of this match. It's not necessarily the in-ring experience. The outcome sets up what the rest of this year looks like and what they're thinking about.
All right, so we know there's gonna be interference. Let's just get that out of the way. There's gonna be interference. We're gonna see some people pop out because it's night 2 of WrestleMania. It's the headline. That's what they do. I think you and I will both agree Cena does not have a full 30, 35, 40-minute match in him where he can just go the whole time. So they got to be breaks. And he needs to not be wrestling the whole time. Who do you see interfering in the match, if anyone?
Well, I mean, the obvious one is The Rock interfering in some way, shape, or form. And then maybe you see, I think like the one person that's still in Cody's corner right now is going to be Randy Orton. You may see Randy Orton show up.
It's a good spot since he doesn't have a match now.
Yeah. Which is sad, by the way, because that would have been a great singles match with him and KO. I've heard these weird rumblings of like Stone Cold showing up.
I was about to ask. I was going to ask you, is this? Do we get the moment we all wanted last year this year?
Like Stone Cold comes in and stuns The Rock on behalf of Cody Rhodes. That'd be freaking awesome. Like, I mean, I'm all for it, but
I mean, because I know your prediction. I know who you think's going to win. Which, well, let me ask you. Let's just get this out of the way, and we can talk about why we feel this way. Who's going to win?
Cena's going to win.
I got Cody.
And the reason that I think Cena is going to win is because it sets up the rest of the year for him to lose the belt. Whether it's back to Cody, whether it's to someone else on the card that they want to carry this, if it's Roman, if it's The Rock carrying the championship for a hot minute, I don't know what it is going to be, but I just don't see what Cena does for the rest of the year or what importance he has in the last run. The last time is now if he doesn't win this championship. And I think they want him to win that 17th, right? Yeah, 17th. Like they want him, this is his opportunity to win that. And they tried to play the story like, oh, well, he was going to win Rumble. And then Jey Uso pulled it off, which was weird. And then Cena got his opportunity at Chamber. And they pushed that back a little bit. So they were trying to put this doubt in your mind as to whether or not they were writing that in. But I don't see how he doesn't win. This is his opportunity to win 17. He's not winning 17 later this year. He's not winning it at SummerSlam. He's not winning it later in the year. It would make no sense if he's going to be a big part of WWE for his last run. It just makes sense for him to win this.
Yeah, and part of me also thinks so. Like, is the storyline for the rest of the year him pursuing that? Is the storyline like he's running out of time? Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? How does he do it? Yada yada yada. I get what you're saying. I don't see this being how Cody loses it. I don't know how Cody loses it. I don't know if that's CM Punk or whoever wins that triple threat match is going to be that guy who finally takes it off him. I just don't think this is it. I don't see Cena winning this match. I think they close out with Cody winning it, and then I don't think Cena turns on The Rock or anything. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think he's going to try to be face by the end of all this, but I think the storyline is going to be a bit of despair from Cena. How does he get himself back into, now that he was kind of handed the Elimination Chamber spot and everything. He was kind of handed this, and corporate's bringing him along because he then tried to earn it back and get the crowd back in his favor so he can go out to face and be that guy that everyone loved for Cena for so long. So I get what you're saying. Like, in your opinion, it makes more sense for him to win it now and then lose in a couple months. In my opinion, the pursuit is what creates the story, and he's going to continue to pursue it after this.
Well, the thing is, though, is like the 17th championship, to take that record, most world championships in history, like it's got to be a big time, big deal match, right? Yeah. For that to matter. Like he's not going to go win Money in the Bank and cash in at SummerSlam.
It'd be so cheap.
It'd be so cheap.
So funny though.
But it would be so cheap. Like you don't do that to Cena. No. You do that to somebody winning their first one.
No.
But like not one that's puts you on the Mount Rushmore of WWE superstars, right? Like
I get it. I understand. I get what you're saying and everything. But I don't know. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening on Sunday. I think Rhodes walks away with this one.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think Cody Rhodes' storyline is dull at this point?
I think the Cena being part of it has helped elevate it. I think it was dull through the end of last year. Mm-hmm. I mean, but we said kind of the same thing about some of the Roman points. We're like, what the hell?
We did.
So
what I'm saying is like, it is dull. Like, do you want another 6 months of Cody holding this thing.
I'm not saying it's going to be another 6 months. I could see Cody losing it in 2 months after Mania. I could see him dropping the belt and everything, and then maybe whoever he loses to sets up something for. Because I think Cody wins it. I think Cody wins this match. I think it sets up a match for him and Orton, because Orton said, "I'm coming for it. Like, don't mistake it. Like, us as friends, I'm coming for this belt." I think that's the next PLE for Cody. He wins it, prevents Cena or prevents Orton from winning 17, because Orton's at 16 as well, isn't he? I thought they were tied. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I just don't. I see him losing it, and then there's someone else that takes it off of Rhodes, and that sets up a storyline for Cena to pursue it.
Orton has 14 world titles.
So I don't know. It's intriguing. And this is one of my favorite things about Mania is it always feels like such a conclusion to so many storylines and so many things going on. And it kind of lets us, okay, we're closing out the year, and then Monday starts new stories. Mm-hmm. And it's that long storytelling that WWE, I think, does a very good job with. So I think that's... And again, I don't know where a lot of these storylines go after this weekend. I'm excited to see that.
That's why, as we said earlier, the Raw after Mania is always so much fun, because we start to figure out where are they going to start to find these rivalries and what's going to happen. All right. Well, we made it through 2 nights of Mania here. I don't even know how long this video is at this point. It's pretty freaking long.
Yeah.
But also kind of fun, because we haven't done anything like this on the channel, as I drink this barrel-aged beer at 10:40 p.m. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I will say, I don't know that I'm looking forward to Mania as much this year as I was last year. I think last year was like a pinnacle Mania. But I feel like this one could hold up pretty well if they do things right. So I'm excited for it, but maybe just like a notch under where I was last year.
Yeah. And one other thing about Mania that's always fun is you get really weird, random, people that show up. I think last year was didn't Jason Kelsey show up last year, and Wayne Johnson? You get some of that weird stuff that's always kind of fun. So I'm excited for this. Being in Vegas, I think they could do a lot of cool things. Should be good. I'm excited. Not as excited as last year, but I'm excited because I think what this is going to lead to is me more entertaining what actually happens this weekend. So
one of the things I'm most looking forward to is John Cena's music hitting and 60,000 people screaming "John Cena sucks" along with his music. Absolutely. As he walks out. It's going to be super entertaining. Check back with us and see how wrong we both were. Couple of differences in opinion on how a few of these things go. So we'll see how WrestleMania 41 ends up. Hopefully you sipped on a beer while you were listening to us jabber on about this. More videos like this probably coming in the future. This was fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, folks, and enjoy Mania, and we'll all see you on the flip side next week. See you soon.